Let's say you and I are at an airport, both waiting for a different flight. We chat for a moment and you learn that I make prophecy videos on my YouTube channel. Now, who doesn't want to speak to a prophecy nutjob stranger at the airport? And so you say, well, I'm a Christian and I've got 7 minutes before my flight boards, so let me hear your prophecy pitch. Well, that's not much time, I say, but if that's what I got, then let's work with it. Start the clock. Okay. So the first place we're going, hey, stop looking at the airport bar. Stay with me now. Stay with me. The first place we're going is to the Polaris of Prophecy. This is our North Star. It's the Rosetta Stone that will help us in the book of Revelation, Romans chapter 11. Here, I'll use my Bible reading voice. I do not want you to be unaware of this mystery, brothers. A partial blindness or hardening has come upon Israel until the fullness, or full number in some versions, of the Gentiles, the full number of the Gentiles has come in. And in this way, all Israel will be saved. Did you hear that? Hey, listen. That fullness or full number sounds a lot like the fifth seal, where the martyrs under the altar are told something very similar. Then a white robe was given to each of them, and it was said to them that they should rest a little while longer until both the number of their fellow servants, in other words, other Christians, and their brethren who would be killed as they were, was completed. So we're looking for those numbers to come in, coupled with some indication that God is turning back to Israel. And at the sixth seal, we find both. Now, this is important. 12,000 sealed from every tribe. And I heard the number of the sealed, 144,000 sealed from every tribe of the sons of Israel. That's the blindness lifting off of Israel. So that means the full number of Gentiles must have come in. And just look what John sees immediately after the sealing of the 144,000. I looked, and behold, a great multitude which no one could number. Bingo! Of all nations, tribes, peoples, and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes. Right on cue. There they are. Or should I say, there we are. And notice, no one can number. Only God knows the number of the fullness of the Gentiles. This is the inflection point Paul told us about. Remember I told you about that? You can see that, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to grab your shirt like that. Look, the sixth seal contains something else we don't want to miss. And the stars of the sky fell to the earth as the fig tree sheds its winter fruit when shaken by a gale. The Holy Spirit just gave us a stunning clue. The winter figs are a worthless crop that never ripens. So what is the deal with those stars? In chapter 1, John sees the Lord walking among the lampstands, and he's holding 7 stars. Here comes the first explanation in the book of Revelation. Jesus says, the 7 stars are the angels. Now look over in Revelation 12. John sees a fiery red dragon drawing a third of the stars of heaven to himself, and they are cast to the earth, just like the stars at the sixth seal. And immediately after John sees that sign, war breaks out in heaven, and Satan and his angels are cast to earth. There's our answer. The sixth seal opens with the result of war in heaven, and this is paired with the end of the church age and the beginning of the final phase refocused on Israel. But there is another place where stars fall to earth. It's a place that the church has all but forgotten about, the Olivet Discourse. There, Jesus tells us, the stars will fall from heaven. Could Jesus be talking about war in heaven here also? Well, look at the very next thing he says. The stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. That's war in heaven. Why does the church not talk about war in heaven? It's all over the book of Revelation, and Jesus says this stunning statement in all 3 versions of the Olivet Discourse. But watch this. Every time he says that, it is immediately followed with this. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory, and he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect. This is confirmation of what we just learned in Revelation at the sixth seal. At the conclusion of war in heaven, the church is gathered. The Lord appears in the air, not on the earth, but where the lightning is seen and where the eagles circle over a carcass. He is there to receive his bride, having cleansed heaven of Satan and his angels. But it's not the end. It's not the second coming. That happens much later on. This is way before that. And you can read about what happens after war in heaven in Revelation. But let's get back to the times of the Gentiles. 3 amazing events are about to happen at practically the same time. War in heaven, the fullness of the Gentiles, and the blindness being lifted off of Israel. This moment is so stupendous that in Luke's version of the Olivet Discourse, 3 signs are given to us to let us know this event is near. Here's the first sign. And there will be signs in sun and moon and stars. In September of 2017, we saw just that. A sign with the sun and moon and stars, but the church wasn't interested. The greatest sign given the church since Pentecost in the first century, and the mainstream church slept right through it. But many of us noticed it, and it was commonly known as the Revelation 12 sign. In Revelation 12, John sees that same sign in heaven, and it's quickly followed by war in heaven. That's what we're supposed to see as well. So to recap, war in heaven must take place. The Revelation 12 sign is telling us to get ready, that it's coming at our time. When it comes, Satan and his angels will be thrown out of heaven and confined to the earth. The church age ends with our gathering, and the hardness of heart begins to lift from Israel. Look, there's so much more to tell you, like why the first seals are open, but I'm out of time. And you have a flight to catch.